Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Arbarian, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. Ooh, I didn't say that saucy enough, and have a hoot. There we go, there's a saucy version.
Gross.
Gross. Oh my gosh. We've got most of the table. Tangerine is off, I do believe, literally petting sharks right now, but in a very carefully guided and orchestrated scenario with experts all around, so they're quite safe. And it's nurse sharks, probably one of the most gentle breeds, I think. But that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So have fun, Tangerine. Enjoy your snorkeling, your fun times in the Caribbean, I'm going to say. It's probably wrong, but I'm going with it. But I've got everyone else here. Before I get too into the gritties of what's going on, Ben, who's that sponsor?
Oh wait, hold on. Am I muted? No.
No, you're good.
Our sponsor is State Farm, Kate Woolman State Farm. Have I done King Candy yet?
You have, yeah.
Yes, you have done King.
Dang it.
Run out of voices. The man of 5 voices.
Maybe I could do Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can try my
go
best
for it.
Arnold.
That'll
Need
be
guidance
interesting.
on life, auto, or homeowners insurance? Contact Kate Woolman State Farm for all of your insurance needs. Rates can be more affordable than you think, and protecting what matters most to you is important. Call Ben at 719-539-6265 and I'll set you up with what you need. That's 719-539-6265. There we go. I had to end strong.
It gave me
It's hard when you can't hear
Yeah.
yourself talk because your
Well,
headphones are in. But
That's true, it's true. It kind of gave me, oh, hi, Mark vibes for a few
Right?
moments there.
my
Well-
my awful Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Thank you, Ben, as always, and thank you, Kate Woolman, for the sponsorship. You delightful human being. An absolute delight. Coming up this week, we have Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. That's it. Tuesday. We're going to be doing some good old fun times of probably Helldiving or BG3. One of those two.
You know what we feel like when it happens?
Yeah. We're kind of loosey-goosey on that
Just-
stuff.
Just gloating over here. Just gloating. Us Microsoft people just out of the goddamn loop, as always. Excuse my language.
Language, man.
But
That's
I'm passionate
You
about
could
this.
come
Put
join.
Helldivers on Xbox.
Yeah.
You could
You
come
have
join.
a computer.
At least be commentary.
It would run like a presentation, like a PowerPoint presentation on this thing.
3
1
frames per
FPS
second.
per 2 seconds.
Yes. No. Maybe someday.
One of these days you'll be
Dude,
able
what
to
you
join us.
need to get, if you can, is invest in a Steam Deck. I've been seeing those are like the ultimate, because they hook up to TVs, I guess.
Ultimate
so you
takeaway from
can-
PC.
Yeah,
Yeah. But anyway,
they're looking for just an all-in-one.
that'll be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. MT. So come and join us for that
Yeah.
chit chat and good old times. And as we will be saying, I should get. Nah, I'll just improv it. Everything of our TTRPG content is going to be moving over to YouTube come May 5th, starting on that day. Actually, probably not starting on that day because that'll be when we start doing the process. So I won't actually have something for you for recording wise. We'll figure it out. But coming that point, all of our TTRPG content is going to be going over to YouTube. So go check out our tree, give our YouTube channel a follow, because all this fun stuff won't be happening on Twitch anymore. We're not saying goodbye to Twitch. We are still going to be streaming 6 days at least every month on every Tuesday, and some select random days there in between as well. But all the other stuff is taking a shift, taking a move. It's going to be released on much more bite-sized content stuff, so it's not going to be 4 hours of slugging through a session. It's going to be 1 hour at a time. Much more convenient for you lot. And for me as well, because we all need to take more breaks. Okay, that's a thing. And that'll help us do it. So it's happening. May 8th. Mark your calendars. Aside from that, I think that's May 5th. I said 8th. I did say 8th. Yeah, May 5th. May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo. Mark your calendars.
Hey, yeah. 5-5. Wow, didn't even realize that. Any hoozles. That's really, go check out our merch. There's fun t-shirt designs on there, fun stuff happening over there. A lot of great things. That right there. Look at that. Y'all's
Very
an
good
abomination.
merch.
It's so good. It's great. How comfy is that?
It's actually really comfy. I wasn't sure, going into it. You don't know what kind of hoodie you're getting, but I will say I'm glad I got a size up from my normal.
Okay.
I'll say
Keep
that.
that in mind.
But yeah, it's very comfy. I wear it I think I maybe wore it 3 of the days this week.
Oh, good. It's local bar
Has been
approved.
washed one time since he bought it.
It's
You don't wash
zero
hoodies.
times.
That's how they age.
That's how they age.
Yeah. Like those one kind of pans. So you just gotta let the grease sit in it.
Oh yeah,
You
cast
don't wash it
iron.
with,
Yeah,
yeah,
Cast
don't wash
iron.
it with soap and stuff.
yeah.
No.
Or it's like a fine cheese. Hoodies age like a fine cheese.
Like
They
Cast
just
iron
get
pan. You
smellier.
gotta season it.
You gotta season it with life.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, on that lovely note, shall we?
Check out Benjagaba on Mondays.
Dude, yes.
Yes.
On that
Let's
note.
Let's give
Make some friends. Time to make some friends.
well,
Mhm.
let's give that how do you spell Benjagaba? There we go. No, I did it wrong. Did I do that wrong? Is it 2 B's? It's 2 B's, isn't it?
It's 2 B's, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Benjagaba. There we go.
Or not to be.
Yeah.
To be or not to be? All right, I think it's time to make some friends now. Intro.
Yes.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods. But if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Hi everyone, welcome back. It's recap time. Talking about watering yards.
Yeah. Adult stuff, guys.
Adult stuff.
Fun.
Don't grow up.
Super
Well,
exciting.
grow up, but I don't know what I should finish that sentence. What we did last week. Gosh. We went to the island of fear. Those of us who were here had a little delight visiting another primordial who was told who could help, who has some personal history in the dealings of, what are they called? Pain and loss and agony. So they thought they could get some additional support. So they did. Teffy bonded with Fear. They got them out. They went and met Poddle, I think I made his name. Pubble? Piddle's brother? Pibble's brother. It's Pubble. Yeah, it's Pubble.
Pubble. Yeah.
It's Pubble and Pibble.
Mhm.
Yeah, they went and met Pibble's brother. Made contact again with Mystery or Mr. Keys or Kiefer Southland, that's what you called him, and destruction, and then headed back to the ship with contemplations of a plan, but I don't actually know if there's a full one made out yet. So let's hop back into this. At the end of the day of 445... Wait, hang on, I have it written down. 4410 566, I forgot one of the numbers. And get with the crew. What are you all doing?
You know. Hold on.
We could
Let's
say
see.
we could probably come back with you all having, or meeting up for say maybe actually let's get you all in the same room for the end of the captain's dinner, so that you're all in the same
There's
room.
the boy.
All the food's been
Here's
eaten
the
and all that.
boy.
There is the
So
boy
for
in the
clarity here,
background.
we are on the ship.
Yes.
We are en route to Yondo right now.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, guys, another great day. We've done it again. The Hand, great victory, seemingly. Do we need to make any plans vis-a-vis Yondo and what's going on there?
I have one very important question for you, Snozboop.
Oh.
If y'all are the Hand, does it make my ship the Glove?
I think, I mean, if we're taking the symbolism very literally, you probably would be more like the arm because you're taking the hand somewhere.
The arm. I like that.
But Big Tin, could you, I believe you had some specific reasons for going back to Yondo. Could you run that by my old noggin once more?
Where's the note
believe-
taker when you need her?
Yeah, no. we believe that my creator's lab is in Yondo, what has been legendary called the Oasis.
Okay.
Yeah, unfindable Oasis, and that has some very ancient architect that, you know, some other party member might be interested in, and it also probably has lots of notes about the cycle and primordials and things like that there too that we need to understand better.
And
we hope.
our plan for acquiring, finding, what have you, all of these things, is to somehow work with our new buddy Fear. Is that true?
In a way, I think we're hoping that fear distracts suffering and pain, or whoever they are,
Okay.
long enough for us to get to the lab.
Which we don't know where it is.
No.
Any idea how we will find it?
Go deep.
Deep? As you think it's far under the ground?
Somewhere down there. I'm hoping that if we get closer I can sense it, but I have no clue.
Okay, cool. This seems sort of a barely type of plan, but I'm in for it.
Are the primordials here? Right?
Yes.
The ones that are on the ship, or are they at the
The
table
ones that are
currently?
on the ship. Fear hasn't been. He's been off with Teffy, but he can be brought around if needed. But the others are here, kind of just, well, the ones that are present, which is just Wrath and Chaos. They're kind of just fiddling at the end of the table.
Philemon, my guy.
Yeah.
Any ideas how to, how we can stay protected going in to Yondo?
No.
Cool. Cool. And you yourself, you guys still can't go on the archipelago, which Yando is. Is that true? Or no?
That kind of depends on if the mists are part of it or if they're not. You would need to ask someone more celestially inclined.
Aha! Do we think Yolandria has knowledge?
Sorry, I heard my name. What?
Yeah. Do you happen to know, as one who is loosely associated with the deities, what have you, if Yando is a part of the archipelago for the matters of whether or not our good friends here can step aground there?
Oh, right. I mean, not directly? Well, okay, so there's a certain vibe in the air, if you know what I mean. Probably not.
I do not.
Like an energy, like something pulsing, like when you put your hand near a fire, you can feel the heat. When you pull it away and you can't feel the heat anymore. It's kind of like there's been a form of non-burning or dangerous fire all around us ever since we've entered the archipelago.
Okay, great.
So
That's
it's
good knowledge.
Yep. A funny feeling. I mean, it's always there, but if that's what's keeping them attached, then it wouldn't be part of it anymore. But if the land itself has been cursed, which is possible, then it would be the land that they would need to be afraid of. The problem with that is that's all new stuff for me. And I'm not really the most arcanely capable. Julian probably will know.
Nice. Julian!
He's at the other end still eating some food. And, I can't attest to the weird vibe in the air inside the mists, but I don't think the land felt cursed, or any magic in it, per se. At the very least, not in Yondo. In these areas, absolutely. Even my operatives are feeling it. But that, I would honestly theorize that it is just the mists that are doing it. Like a saturation of sorts. When you're watering your plants or planting a flower, you want to make sure the soil is fit for it. This mist is making the soil the trap itself. At least that's what my deductions would be. I would lean on those deductions.
Okay, that seems good. Ultian, I think you were going to say something a little while ago. What was that?
Either way, it doesn't matter. We have a key. You worked on the other islands while wanting to work in Yondo. Getting them out, I mean.
We're not trying to get them out, I thought. Or are we talking about the
I
islands?
mean,
Oh yeah, she's got a point.
I mean,
No, yeah, I follow. If we get stuck on Yondo, we got a key so we can get out. We figured out how to get out, so getting stuck's not a problem anymore.
Cool.
Julian's just over there. I didn't think about that. Suppose he's right.
Talking to Wrath and Chaos, I'm going to ask.
would you join Fear on the island?
I would. Chaos?
What?
Would you go on the island if asked?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to add to this plan?
Is there anyone in our group that isn't bound to Primordial?
Captain's not. Julian's not. She's not. Never will be. Never will be.
Is whoever's not bound to a Primordial is susceptible to the memory loss?
They would be.
Just saying, when we're deciding who goes ashore.
That doesn't mean I mean, we're all gonna be vulnerable to what they do. Will we have safeguards? I mean, it's not gonna be like what happened to Mark. Not just a blink and we're gone. We'll actually have to try. I think that's because of the other influences and what's going on there. Oh, where is fear?
What if you say his name 3 times?
No, that doesn't work. I'm gonna go get fear. He knows more about this situation than I do. I wasn't the one who created it. So to speak. Wrath just stands up and walks away. Goes to the door and heads off to gather fear.
I think he's going insane.
Algene's just gonna like look around at the entire table to see if anybody else caught that, and then just be like,
Seems right.
Just quiet nods of agreement.
all right, so here's the plan. This is mostly table talk. We're gonna use the primordials to distract the underground thingy, and then we're just gonna try and get to the oasis. No other plans? No other objections? No other...
I mean, it's very loose. I think we'll have to come up with multiple plans after that first one falls apart. But I think we got it, guys.
First one falls apart. It's fair.
7 fall apart.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Planning. What do you think's gonna go wrong?
Most of it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I assume we'll get in there. At least half of us won't be able to get to wherever we're trying to go. We won't be able to find the place. And so then that will make the situation worse because, you know, forgetting it gets worse as it goes along, I believe. So, I mean, that's just the start of what we know could likely happen. So then there's what we don't know. And obviously we don't know it. So kind of think about it.
It's kind of the issue of you don't know what you don't know until you know it. What do you know? Nothing.
Well, if we're going to be underground, I probably shouldn't bring explosives.
That would be a good idea.
Door opens.
Oh.
Wrath comes in, and there's a tall, elegant dressed man. Comes walking in with a strange grin on his face. Takes in the entire room. You do like lavish situations, don't you? Ah! The shorter one that I didn't get to meet earlier. Chaos.
Hi, Fear.
It's been a while since I've been acquainted with your presence. How are you, little brother?
Doing good.
Hmm. I like this room. Well, I understand there's something you need from me. Takes a seat.
You, Chaos, and Wrath need to figure out a plan about how to distract.
And I've already forgotten its name again.
Agony.
Agony now, yes. That's what it is.
Agony.
Just put a button on that.
Like, distract agony. Hmm. To what end?
I'm going to motion to Big Ten.
There's multiple ends you can go with that.
Yes. How are we distracting them? Do we only need to keep their attention for a couple of minutes? Or do we need to keep it for longer? And where? Are we trying to find agony true? Or are we just dealing with the other two?
Don't know why you think I have answers to those questions, but
I was assuming you were going to explain where, like, the Oasis and stuff like that. That's
Well,
why I'm moving to you.
we know that the Oasis is located somewhere under Yondu. And we need time to find it without agony disturbing us.
I suppose that's something we can do.
And the game plan is still to try and split them
Split them.
into the two parts. Separate them.
Why was that?
Why would you want to split
Was that not the
agony
plan?
and loss? No, that was
So
the
that
plan
we
you
can
had.
talk to them. Well, I explained this to him last week. He must have forgot.
He did. Didn't fully realize.
Because then we can talk to them.
You can talk to them the way they are.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay, then talk to them. Long enough for us to find the Oasis.
Hmm. He's just looking at you, regarding you for a moment.
One of us.
I remember now you were mentioning that. I thought you were joking. You actually mean to do it? How?
Well, I guess we're all kind of making that up as we go.
Say as I look at the entire table of people.
It is possible, and it's very difficult to do.
You know where the lab's at?
The lab itself, no. I haven't the foggiest what even what you're talking about. The oasis. What I do know, agony and loss and pain.
Do you know the first one?
The first one. Now, I've been by myself ever since the shattering.
The first one was my creator.
There is someone from all the renditions who goes by that name from time to time. Your creator. Ooh. Do tell me more about this oasis. What's in it?
It was his lab, his scientific research, but he hid it. It's where he studied the primordials, the cycle, and probably the celestials too. So who knows what information he has there. And since he was able to somehow create me, which exists outside of it all, gotta be something worth something there.
That's what makes me most curious. You see, the first one I know of was someone I enjoyed seeing from time to time, but never liked being around. Too pushy. Too questioning for what I am. I never liked it. That and I could never find something truly worth grasping hold on them. It's almost like they never really existed either. Ah, well, I'm babbling now, aren't I? You enjoy your potential of separating them. Getting them locked together was not an easy feat and done for a reason. If you want to unleash that, then things must truly be dire.
I mean, yeah, pretty dire. Seems like a sort of a either world ending or universe ending type of situation, so pretty dire.
Universe ending. Oh, that would be dire, wouldn't it?
Yes, quite.
I suppose the first thing we'll need to do then is get there. We can do that, though. We can definitely distract them. It'll be quite invigorating. I always enjoyed teasing them in this form. They can never move. Well, they can move, but they can't move. You'll understand when you see.
I just want to go on record to say I do not have the best feeling about this plan.
Old Tin, when do you ever have the good feelings about the plans?
Usually when they're actual plans, I do.
No. You only like your plans, and you don't ever have the plans.
Exactly.
So you can't just go on record trying to cover your butt if things go awry when you just say everything's bad when it's not yours. Come now, Old Tin. Believe!
Anyway,
I, for one, am just happy y'all have a plan. I haven't seen too many of those on this ship from you.
anything else?
Go team!
Is Byrith gonna put his hand in?
That's up to you.
Sure. He'll put his hand in too.
All right,
Go team.
Just gonna sit there.
Go team.
Oh my gosh. Could have been a cheerleader.
Yeah, probably. To Yondo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work on things to maybe help out with the whole not bringing high-grade explosives underground in tunnels situation.
Maybe like creating some potential flashbangs.
Mm,
Things
something.
that might like create a temporary blindness. Or even like a thaumaturgy grenade of
Stun.
some sort to cause deafness so you can't hear anything for a moment. Buy yourself like 6 seconds. Or I'm thinking of things that you normally would use on an opponent that you would purposefully use on yourself to save yourself from the memory loss problem, should all other things go badly.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Which you could absolutely do with the ingredients that you have. It would be fairly easy. Now, I've just done a quick calculation on that. On timing on things. Come on now. I don't want to go that far down. I just want to see month 10. Oh. The ship, the Wind's Pleasure, via sailing, will arrive close to the end of the day of 5/6/10/566, which is the day before your orchestrated the night of the delegation party from the Grantina Senate. Bit of a tight time frame on that.
What time is that tomorrow?
So you've got 8 days of sailing to get to Yondo, and you'll be arriving about midday. The very next day, that evening, that night, is the delegation party in Strawnrith. Now keep in mind, the hand it's been organized for the hand to be there. What members of the hand? That's entirely up to you lot. Doesn't have to be everyone. Can just be certain people of it. That one's going to be much more of a delegation side of things. For a fact, Altian does have to be there. He will be expected.
All right. New plan.
We split up.
No.
Never split the party.
No. Not for this particular thing. The man who is wanted in every nation of this world currently.
Except for Balashtar. You're not wanted in Balashtar. Yet. They'll find some reason.
I think we have to go to... What's the nearest port to...
Arios...
Like between us and where we're going.
Oh, you and... ooh.
Not us, like not where we are in Yondo, but where we need to go for the...
Oh, Drimmond.
It was Strawnrith, right?
So, right. No. I'm thinking about Strawnrith is where you need to go for the delegation party. Dresdiff would be what you would know as your nearest safe port. That was the city that was taken when we got back from the hiatus time frame. So that is under rebel control, so that would be safe for you to land at.
Right.
Relatively. There's probably still assassins and bounty hunters in that city that would be daring enough to try.
There's no way.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're gonna make it to Strawnrith in that time period.
Not in one day.
If we go straight there.
Even if we go straight there, we would make it in one day.
That's far.
Looks like we might have to do some ping pong ball teleporting here for a second.
Maybe Julian could assist. Can you do those? He can do those types of things.
He's present, so you can ask him.
He would be the one
I said that out
probably
loud.
to like.
Ah,
He would probably would have been the one to bring this all back to our attention again. That the math
doesn't
was not
calculate out.
mathing.
Let's go to the next morning when he realizes that. He'll call the hand and ask them to come to the office. And be like, I was just doing some calculations. We're going to be arriving at Yondo the day before the delegation for Grantina Senate. And it's very important that you, at the very least, Altian, are there. And I was going to ask if we could make sure Schnorzboop is there as well. There's going to be a few... What are they called again? Messengers of Peace, who've made ground in the Grantinian side, who are there. I think it would be a good chance for you to discuss with other people who are still, from what I understand, strongly following the message of peace coming from your council.
Yeah, I would very much appreciate the opportunity to talk to my friends and compatriots. But that leads us to the situation. If we go to Yondo, because seemingly we don't have the ability to get to a meeting in time as we are now. If we go to Yondo, take care of that situation in a timely manner, can you teleport us to the meeting?
I'm expected to be there myself. Yes, I could teleport you there, actually. That would allow it. We would need to make sure that we could get probably onto the boat. If memory recalls correctly, that land is still a little iffy on whether or not magics like that might work. Just remember they don't in the archipelago, which is why your keys surprise me the most. That would have been my suggestion, is find a door and use a key. It's worked on the other islands.
I think our only key currently goes to Pallius.
Oh, it doesn't go wherever you want. Oh, interesting.
I'm pretty sure this one only goes to Pallius.
You're right, it does. He didn't know
Okay.
that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, hi, Paulius.
Okay.
So
Even if we're arriving literally, like, let's say the meeting starts at like noon, we arrive at 11:59, still covered in blood and viscera from the fight.
It is like a delegation party. Basically, it's going to be a bunch of emissaries at a party, talking with each other for that evening, and then going into delegations the next morning. Like, you're expected to be at the party location of it, of everyone being present. Even all their generals will be there, their most important people will be there. Like a sign of, we're all here. Everyone who organizes all the efforts on both sides are here, so we're not backstabbing each other.
I really don't think this is gonna work.
which part?
Doing Yondo first.
Why not? Do you think it'll take more than a day?
Yes.
Oh.
The three watchers are at your disposal for this. I see this as a world situation. I've been in multiple. At this point, I'm getting too old for this. If you think it needs scouting out first, then I can get someone on that.
Yondo? I wouldn't
Dangerous.
want to commit somebody to suicide just to scout. Not without being primordial bound, no.
What of Aya's pestilence? It's related to what he's doing up in Chronicles, from what I understand, to a degree. He is primordial himself. And not bonded to anyone, last I checked.
Your guys' call. I'm just thinking, if we go into Yondo, you're chancing it that you're not going to show up. And if this meeting's that important, we shouldn't risk that. Yondo will be there.
It seems like we could go to Yondo. If it's not working out, we can just leave and come back, right?
I don't know about that.
I'm leaning on agreeing with Big Ten here.
I must confess, I think I am as well. I've been in one mad arcanist's lab. If I was not given directions and a map, blueprint of it, I could have easily gotten lost in there for many solas. And there is a labyrinthian type design to a lot of these, and I wouldn't be surprised, especially if something as important as the Oasis was locked behind something like that as well.
I don't even know what dimension it's in.
A thought that disturbs me, but I would agree, even with that, yes. I can make certain pocket dimensions work myself, and from what I've understood from BT and the fact that BT even exists, I can't create something like that. He must have been far more capable, so we cannot rule that possibility out. He writes a note down quickly.
I think we just make towards the meeting, get the meeting solved, and then we head to Yondo.
Agreed.
Okay.
I mean, we could park the ship.
She's going to be out for a while. Theo just pokes his head through the wall, randomly says that, smiles, and like, don't bother looking for her, and then disappears again. Tuffy's room is right next to her. He's been doing that every now and then, and I don't like it. I'm gonna have to resituate my office, so it's not next to Tuffy's room anymore. By the way, I've gotten the idea that he can sense when people are around for around a 30-foot radius. Because he always knows when I'm in here, even when I'm being quiet.
What were you saying, Benton?
I don't remember. What was I saying?
You said...
Oh, I said we could park this ship.
Yeah.
We could park the ship at Yondo if we had to. That way we have a point of return. Just tell everyone not to go ashore. Or not to
Probably
approach.
best that the ship docks at a port. That way they can resupply.
Then let's just go to Dresden.
Yeah.
Not Yondo. It's on the way. We'll probably get there a day earlier anyhow.
Captain Beerith, you're already riding the line a little bit with showing the Andrean hand as being on the side of the rebels of Grantina by having Ultian on board. Docking at Dresdiff would definitely show that.
I know the cargo we've had has made some of our voyage mildly difficult. I am not able to dock in, where's it, Dresden?
Dresdiff.
Dresdiff. I will not be able to dock in Dresdiff without causing very overt proclamations about my allegiances. But I'd rather not make it this time. Is there a way we
Get
can...
to port. I'll hop off on a raft. Make my way ashore myself. You will all dock, and I'll meet you in the city.
Aye, that seems agreeable.
Is it just Altian?
No,
That's a problem.
it wouldn't just
Just
necessarily.
Teffy's a problem too, right?
Teffy's a little bit of a problem. Yeah, yeah.
I'm a little bit of a problem maybe as well. Maybe I don't know.
Smidge, you're kind of all a little bit of a problem. But you
Honestly, I would probably suggest that most of you get on the boat. That will meet us in town later.
on with that idea as well, actually. If you come in sailing under a white flag, that would be an understanding of refueling despite allegiances. You would just need to make sure that your crew doesn't mingle with the people that much. It stays close to the boat. Or the ship.
Oh, I'll talk to my crew.
Yes, there are ways to play with diplomacy. Not something I would expect the hand to be good at, if I'm being honest.
Why wouldn't you think that, my guy?
There are few examples that I could pull right now, Schnauzboop. Most of them are because of you.
Since when?
Since Zonio.
Yeah, I was gonna say since
Now, come now. All of our friends were on one side. The individual who wants to solve debt is on the other side, and you're trying to tell me it's an issue if I just go borrow some stuff from the other side.
Yes. Much like Captain Beereth here, not wanting to speak for Andrea in ways that he's not necessarily deemed to. You, going out and doing things like that, are speaking for the Three Watchers in ways that you're not necessarily deemed to. So yes, I do consider those points of trouble, despite how helpful they are.
Thank you.
Just wish they didn't cost as much. I think we have a
Then we'll all
plan.
make our way to the city.
Yep.
Thank you, Captain. Julian.
Can I leave?
Just gonna do some quick maths.
Quick maths.
Quick maths.
Maths, fast forward, maths, fast forward.
Traveling days by sea.
Getting to Dresdiv is a bit easier. You'll arrive in 5-5. No, it's 5-4. 5-4-10-66. So you are 3 days prior to.
Cool. We can resupply.
how long
Spend
would it
some
take
of
us
this-
to go across land?
Across land, maybe a little longer than that.
So we'll still have to teleport.
Teleport or hire a skiff.
Skiff.
Actually, if you're arriving 3 days prior to, you'd be arriving around the time that Luce would be departing via skiff to arrive the day of. So let's hop in there. Hey, Sylvania with a rate of 4. Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Thanks for
Hello,
popping
thank you.
over.
So let's party crash the skiff.
Party crash the skiff. Then let's find the right mood
Send
here.
message ahead saying we're gonna be there and need accommodations on the skiff.
I think. Nah, this one. Here we go. Then arriving in the city of Dresdiv. Altian, you're familiar with the city. You've been here for a few days. You were part of the siege of it and the conquer. It's driving a lot better. I mean, the people, you can already tell just by walking some of the streets, seem less down in the dumps, more active, alive, thriving, so to speak. But the location you're probably looking for is what used to be the mayor's, would have been the mayor's quarters. It's now the HQ of the Rebel Place. Sorry, I was changing some things on my side and clicked on something and it's done something weird. There we go. Fixed it. Okay.
Fixed it.
Okay. So, going to fast forward in a few days of sailing, is there anything while you were on the boat that you would have liked to accomplish or achieve?
Byrith would probably be making sure he talks to every single crew member, like every cabin boy, every deck swabber, anybody, and letting them know himself that they are not to leave the ship once we arrive at dock. So hearing it from the captain himself might make that happen.
Yep. They all listen intently and will obey once it comes down to it. The only two people who leave the, well, three technically, but the lieutenant's not under your command technically. She does what she wants, but it's yourself and your first mate. First mate mainly just to organize the resupplying, and he was only going onto the dock yard to speak to the quartermaster or the dockmaster, and that's it.
Okay.
Aside from that, it's everything else is left to you. There will also be a moment where, given the scenario and the situation, Yolondria played a little hand to try to get herself involved in the delegation party as well in Strawnrith. Kind of a let the gods speak as well, even though she's not intending to attend for that reason. And for that, through it, in order to get the backing from the High King, from Andrea, it also comes with a +1 delegation member for the Andrain Council, of which she will proffer to you, Captain Byrith, and say, "You're really the only delegation member I can think of who's high enough rank to come with me."
Moving up in the world.
It is a privilege.
This is that office meme, the photo of and them like shaking hands.
Yeah.
And Steve Carell's character's like,
Yeah. It's like, okay. Top salesperson.
They'll probably have an admiral around here at some point to take over, but I tolerate you better than all of them.
I'd hope so.
You still smell funny.
Well,
speaking of,
I've been to funny places.
speaking of Yolondria, how much information about how this ship runs have I have I gotten down from sneaking in?
She's basically helped you make the whole blueprint of sorts. Like, not taking anything apart, just the outside. She's explained some of the inside workings of it. She's not a true artificer. Frequently mentions her uncle, and her uncle would be able to give you so many more details to how these things work. She's much better at suit making mechanics than these kind of mechanics. The stuff that you create here in Iridai is something she's much more akin to than the stuff that's being made down in Andrea, because it's kind of how her suit works. Kind of.
All right, perfect. I'll write a note about that.
I'm spending the days hanging out with Philemon, trying to figure out how else we're connected. We went to that weird non-place, trying to figure out we're connected and how that can be useful.
Okay. Give me, actually, for this, I think we're gonna pop that back on. Give me a series of wisdom saving throws.
Okay, saving for us. Is this a magical situation?
This is a primordial situation. You won't have advantage on them. It's outside of that. Good question.
So we have a 17. We have a natty 1 for a 3.
Ooh.
And another 17. I don't know how many of these you want me to do.
Just those 3 for now.
Okay.
On the first one you'll be able to accomplish fully locking in the connection between the two of you. Like, you can, at that point, you'll always be able to feel where he is, know that if he's somewhere nearby or if he's absconded somewhere else, somewhere away, and you have the capability of summoning now. Basically, with it's equivalency of a bonus action. You won't find any of this stuff in D&D Beyond. You have to make notes of it. But, like, bonus action, you can summon Philemon to your side. Just in that ball form. Not in the actual full body form. Natty 1, you lose nothing there. Nothing at all. No, nothing
You
beyond
lose,
what you're
sir.
doing. You lose some
Okay.
some feeling, a little confidence in your capabilities. Then you get that 17 again, and a little bit closer, you get the feeling of recognizing more so with what they were talking about in energies, recognizing what they mean more by that, and feeling the difference between what Philemon's existence feels like and what Liam in your loot, his existence feels like in your own existence. It's like that energy aura concept. And
Okay.
seeing and sensing that everyone has one. And Philemon's is unique, except for Big Tin. Big Tin's the only one who doesn't have one.
Okay. What does that mean?
That's the
That's what
next
everyone
step.
wants to know. No, sorry.
That is the next step of the connection
Okay.
to
Gotcha. Cool.
to achieving a merge. You think if you resonate your self correctly, along with Philemon, you'll be able to merge, so to speak.
Okay.
That's what I'll give you for now.
Okay,
Mull
got
over
it.
those weird details.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do while we travel.
Nice. Excellent.
I'm studying.
Doing studying.
There's just a constant dial-up internet tone coming out of the area that Big Tin is staying in.
Studying. There are memory banks with the little recording little buddy you've got, like that paperclip that helps you out inside Word when it first came out.
Libby.
Clippy, yeah, like your little version of Clippy. He's got a lot of memory banks that are not immediately thrown at you. It's kind of explained as a easing into existence in life situation. Even humans, they're not. It's a sensory overload if everything is thrown into their brain, following a certain kind of design. You have the memories in you, but they're released as you grow and as you learn yourself about things. It's given you the opportunity to grow yourself as opposed to deciding who you are for you. So it just gives you the information bit by bit, which, granted, there is a bit of deciding, as the information is being decided what to give to you, so to speak. But there are rivals of your creator, people who had similar sized labs, ones that were threats. Back in the Gene Wars, it was less so what nation faction you were part of, but more so what scientist you followed. They all had their own regions and their own command over certain regions, and their own labs in them. I think that's the general specifics off the top of my head for that for now.
Yep.
But back at the city, people quickly recognize who Altian is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Just kidding. Don't care. What date is this? One more time. So we can get that.
This is 5/4/10/566.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to the rebel headquarters.
Heading to the rebel headquarters. And because people recognize who you are, Altian, you get there easily, and you're allowed in without question, along with the hand, everyone accompanying you. They quickly guide you, or one of them will quickly guide you to where Luce's, what is it called? Battle room is, where they're all finishing their preparations and planning for the morning before heading off via skiff. You get there and there's Luce, the rest of the other crew. Can't remember what I called them now. It's been a while since I've actually visited this information. Who's your other friends? Francis and his crew.
The Ultianites.
The Ultianites, that's right. Who still have not rebranded.
It's a good brand.
It is a good brand, to be fair. It is a good brand. But they're there, along with a couple of the other generals who are taking care of. Not the general you're familiar with, he's still gone. But as you enter, Luce, Altian, I thought I'd be running into you at Stronrith. What are you doing here?
Plans changed. Ended up being a little bit easier fighting the people we find in the archipelago. How have things been here?
Bit of a standstill, honestly. She says it's a standstill, but it's a good starting point. We got our stuff situated. They're not coming out of the shells, so we were able to move all the armies to the right location. Should talks go down, the war won't last very long. That's what I mean by a bit of a standstill.
There are things that need to be explained to you, but in due time, we've come across information that changes things, and it changes the talks.
They both kind of give you a quizzical look. Information that I should be excusing the rest of the War Council for?
No, it's just delicate information. So we need to be sure there are no ears on us.
Everyone gives each other very uncomfortable looks. All right. I think it's safe to say, Ultine, that you've now got all of us kind of on edge a little bit. Would you mind explaining? I mean, this is as secure a location as you're going to find. Here, at least.
When the fighting went down in Zellum, the old enemy of mine,
Whose name I always forget, folks at home. Sorry, give me 2 seconds, because it's in my notes like 3 times, so give me a minute.
Ego.
Where is it?
You talking about ego?
Tahiri. No,
Oh.
Tahiri.
Takiri.
I always forget his
All
name.
right. Him.
Tahiri was there. But he's no man. He's a demon. We found another one up in the north, underground. They're planning on bringing an end to everything. And they have people everywhere. We don't know how many of them are here or where they are. But we've come across other beings as well, primordials. Some of them are on our side, and we're working with them now. But some of them aren't. All I'm saying is we need to be prepared that maybe our enemies are stronger than they appear.
One of the generals speaks up. So you're telling us that they may have hidden assets that we do not know about? Should we be pulling the
Our
armies
guns may be
back?
big. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we need to be ready in case we need to pull them back.
Dancing on a trigger. Hair trigger. That's the word I'm looking for. That was the GM messing up, not him. We can have everyone on high alert. All of us are gonna be there. All of them are gonna be there too.
It presents a big opportunity for anyone trying to clear the board.
Yes, that's been a risk factor, but that's why we're all there, because if they do something to us, they have to do it to them too. It makes it harder to distinguish.
I don't think these things, these demons care.
So it's a whole different faction we have to worry about?
We don't have enough information, which is why we need to get to the city soon and start getting ears on the ground.
Well, we already have ears on the ground. General... I don't have a name for this guy. Cordial. General Cordial. Yeah, yes, we do have ears on the ground already. There are several merchants who have been informants for us for a while. And that is all the information I'll give on them. But the cities are operating like normal. As if there's not a rebellion going on at all. Yeah, at least in Stronrith. As far as the people there have been told, there's going to be foreign dignitaries coming in for a special meeting. There's a lot of propaganda going on. I would go as far as to say that Stronrith is completely unaware to what's going on. Other cities are not as lucky. They have our armies at their doors. Not Stranrid, though. That one is... It's too well fortified. So we haven't bothered yet. But if you're saying that there's a faction that we don't know about, that would help explain a lot of this. I've long theorized that the Grantinians' propaganda game is weak, and that they shouldn't be able to have that much, but a little help might fill in those gaps.
I'm going to turn to the hand and I'm going to say,
I've forgotten anything.
Not that I recall.
Big
Nope.
Ten, you have better memory storage than us organic beings.
If I committed to memory, yeah. We just gotta be ready for anything.
Great.
Well, guess that's what we'll do then. Prepare for anything. But if we gotta head out soon, then we should probably call this to an adjourning and actually head out. Everything's
Head
already packed up. We just gotta pack up this room, so skiffs are in the back if you need a ride.
Yes, please.
Time to get going. Hey.
3 days, or 3 solas, across the sands. Skiff riding is very different, Captain Beereth, from traveling via sea, but you do find some similarities to it. There's a lot of up and down, like riding waves as you ride the dunes. But it's a lot rougher and more coarse than you'd be used to, and the air around here is oh so dry. A life at sea.
I think I might be sick.
Very different atmosphere.
Dry heaves all around.
Gross.
It's just dust comes out. You're
Oh,
like you're a
gross.
skeleton in a funny horror movie. You know?
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, so it's 4, 7, 10, 5, 66, yes?
Yeah, 5, 7, 10.
3 days.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's the last
That's what I
last day of
5, 7.
the last of the 10th Luna. So 5, 7, 10, 5, 66. Arriving closer to morning as the skiffs were pushed. The people who were operating them pushed, exhausted, probably covered in sweat. That's another big difference, Captain Beereth. It's someone in control and operating this thing the whole time. It's like they're casting a spell on the skiff for the entire duration. Leaves them incredibly exhausted. But eventually, in the distance, the tip of the city first comes into sight. A vast circular disc covered with these domed buildings on top, very lavish and rich. And as you keep traveling along, you see another tier, then another tier, upon another tier, and Ultian, to you, this is the biggest Gruntinan city you've ever seen. 17 tiers, all on top of each other, meaning the base of it is at least 17 miles wide, and the rest of it just towering up into the sky. The base around it is also lavish and green, as the agricultural department, the agricultural guild, so to speak, of Grantinan Senate actually puts a lot of effort into this city to make sure it's well fed. So the desert landscape around seems transformed almost into fields of long grass and weeds and other plants for the people to eat. Sides of the tower as well, it's not this dull, drab, grey stone. No, there's decoration all around it. Kinds of ivies and plants. It's green despite all of the desert around. Approaching it, there's a short-ish train of caravans. There are several entrances to the city. Most of them have a bit of a line of refugees, people that you would realize fairly quickly are those who are fleeing from the rebellion but not being allowed in. Makeshift cities are being built on the outside of the city itself, something Ultian would immediately understand to be the start of a potential 18th ring. It's how they always grow. A meeting and getting to the head, unless someone has something, as you're heading up to the gates.
I actually do. It was actually sort of a prep as we arrived.
Oh yeah, go for it.
In Dresdiff, and then I would like to change my appearance slightly. So I'm gonna pull back my kind of everywhere hair in a little bit of a ponytail situation. I'm gonna be wearing my worm dragon mask all the time, and I don't know. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of another easy thing that I could change about myself. I will attempt maybe in Dresdiff, if possible. I will find some like the cheapest jewelry I can find, and just like put on a bunch of rings and maybe a necklace, just whatever, something along those lines.
Oh, okay.
Just really cheap stuff, just to throw off the my appearance a little.
Roll a d10.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled a 1.
Oh, you lucky person. You managed to pick up that stuff for a gold.
Huzzah!
It's real cheap. Anyone who inspects it closely will know that it's fake gold painted over top of a basic tin metal.
Perfect. That's all.
That's all? I think that's a fairly effective disguise self.
I ain't got nothing, I don't think. I just
Nothing.
gave myself a long rest because I forgot to do that.
Oh yeah, everyone
And-
make sure you give yourself a long rest. You've had
Changed up some
10
of my
of them at this
pages.
point. But once you get to the gate, the air of the front of the guards in the front immediately changes. As the delegate, who's been handed the paperwork to hand to them, hands over the paperwork and declares who you all are. They've been prepared for it, though. The doors open, and at least 6 squads of their own military come out, all equipped with rifles. Definitely a situation not to get a little risky with, as you're all asked to depart the skiff and accompany them to the top tier.
I'm gonna cantrip message Ultian. It's like, hey, we sure this is a good idea, my guy?
No, but be coming.
Oh,
So,
it's
there's that.
always coming. It just depends for who. That's what they say.
It'll be for all of us. If that makes it easier.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess maybe feels better knowing. Okay, very good.
Luce, who's walking to the front of the group to be that parent figurehead, as she's walking past you lot, and like, when we get to the top, we'll have to talk about what delegates we'll need to be speaking to specifically, and mannerisms. Don't forget mannerisms. Francis
Go
quickly.
first, ask questions later.
That's my preferred. She wants us to be more civilized.
Maim first, then ask questions.
Luce gives you a glare. Francis smiles. I like this guy.
Well, no sudden moves, I guess, and we make
You
our way
all-
to the top.
Escorted to a lift on the inside of this. It's technically the 16th wall. So remember, in the dredges at the bottom of these cities, there are walls for every single tier. So there are 16 walls that you can go through to get to the heart of the dredges of Strawnrith. However, they do not take you to the heart of the dredges, where there would be a lift all the way to the top, but instead they're taking you on the outskirts of the tiers and not taking you through the center of them. Reasons, again, Altian would immediately understand. It would be too much effort for them to clean up the path to make it look good. The dredges here are probably just as bad.
Good to know. Nice little rebellion starter pack down there in those dredges. Nice little tinder, you know?
Oh yeah, they're definitely not taking you there. But you get brought up to the 17th tier, where the air is thin. You're probably as high as one of the mountains around Palace right now. It is a very, very tall city. Where there are clouds around, you might be touching them. Ooh, someone got some food. Yeah, he's
Lucky
excited about
son
it.
of a
Sorry.
gun.
No, you're good.
I was trying to time the delivery a bit better.
Looked like we won't say the logo that appeared, but a fun flavor of bologna today.
I didn't even see the
But
logo.
McLoney's.
McLoney's.
But once you get to the top tier, the buildings here are lavish. Made of expensive materials, many of them being gold-plated in places. There is, you can feel and see, in places, an obscurance looking out into the distant desert wastes from up here, telling you that there is a nice magical barrier that does protect the top tier from elements. Where you get escorted to an emptier,
Is
smaller building. Oh yeah, go for it.
the magic barrier? What flavor of magic?
New.
Arcane-ish?
It's new tech.
New tech, okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, good check, good check. You never know with Gruntina especially.
They might have found something.
Mm-hmm. Now you get brought to a mansion that is empty and devoid of everything. There are 2 servants on the inside. Looks to be a butler and a maid of some kind. Normally, buildings like this would be fully staffed, but clearly they're not bothering to fully staff this one for you. Expecting you to do it yourself, really. And the butler in the front and the service maid basically communicates that this is the building and they expect it to be in good condition when they come back, and they leave very quickly. Luce sets her people to making sure it's a secure location. There are no bugs or hidden magical artifacts that will record or read in and see what they're doing. Their report, it comes back as it's clear, it's clean. They've given you that kind of courtesy at least.
Gotta love the warm welcome.
Yeah, it's just so cozy.
You all noticed how they took us around the city, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Not in it. I wonder. General Cordial? I'm already on it. He heads off. There might be something going on in the dredges that we don't know about right now. I mean, you saw the refugees out there. How can they keep the information from getting in the city with that many people looking to get in?
By quarantining the dredges.
Then why wouldn't we have heard about that? Now,
We'll
obviously,
find out soon enough.
yeah, I suppose so.
We being watched, escorted, things like that.
Inside the building, no. But outside the building, it is surrounded. It's not a single part of this that is not being watched. And the shutters are being all drawn to. The retinue that Luce has brought with her are making sure no one can see inside, currently, with how well and how much effort they've put into making sure no one goes unaccounted for. I think someone else just got another flavor of bologna as well. Yeah. All
Double
sorts of
dose
bologna.
Bologna tonight.
Ah,
Just some snacks, you know. Getting a little munchy over here.
little munchy.
Well,
Even Dipper's eating the bologna over here.
Well,
Oh.
old Tien, what do you think we should do here? Just wait?
Wait until we figure out if we have any sort of opening to get out and go check the dregs. Might have to come until after the meeting.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to try to figure out what we're working with in case things collapse. We might be able to make an effect.
Yeah, well, that's planning for things to collapse, and we're supposed to be planning for things to work, right?
We plan for both.
Plan for both, he
Um,
says. Okay.
Snazboop is going to message old Tien and say, I can make you invisible if you want.
For how long?
An hour?
You wouldn't be able to get to the dredges in an hour.
Could he get past the guards, though, and such?
Yeah. We could get past the guards, but he wouldn't be able to get back in quietly.
Unless you want to come with me, Snowsboot.
Well, of course, but I won't be invisible. I could only make one.
Luce looks between the two of you.
I could make the entire hand invisible for an hour. Needs to be discreet, quiet, not found at all or seen.
Oh,
If you
I
get
forgot I could've-
seen,
Words that I don't associate with the hand.
if you
Probably
do this,
Big Tin should stick this one out, I guess.
I forgot I
I
can
see.
upcast this, and I can target more people.
oh,
Okay. It'll be me and Snow's Boot. First hour from loose. And then we gotta maybe disguise ourselves and not get caught.
Yeah. Well, and if I'm with you, I can just make us invisible again.
Exactly. We have a few hours to plan. Does anybody know the layout of at all?
Francis grins at you. I do.
All right. Let's see
You
if
said
you
this.
can keep up.
You said this tier was lavish.
Extremely.
Does that include that some of them maybe had predators?
Every single one of them.
So there's a lot of steel predators around.
There are many, many up here. A lot of them are being used kind of as guard dogs to the other mansions. But every single mansion you passed had at least one patrolling around it. In the lower tiers, nah, not so much. But up here, yeah, everyone who resides up here is rich enough to have at least one, if not multiple.
Were they marked?
They would have been, yeah. They would have been marked with some kind of seal, some kind of sign.
Enough that I could duplicate it.
Potentially.
I could probably still get around. Just saying. Don't know to what purpose. Just telling the group.
And he feels this will be risky, so we
okay.
need to be very prepared. So if you think you can do it,
I don't know why.
Well, there is...
well, this is the thing. This is table talk a little bit. We just have to get out of the vicinity of the guards that are watching the house, and then we can all just disguise ourselves, and then we have a steel predator with us, and we can act as citizens.
Seems good to me. Francis, what do you know? Let's get to it.
Well, if we're gonna go and we're gonna bring the steel predator, we may as well bring Captain Beereth, too. He'll want to know. Solidify your side and your faction's opinion on this place.
Aye, sounds like a good plan.
He gives Luce a quick look, and Luce just gives a curt nod after a brief moment of thinking. Your guildmaster gonna be okay with this?
We should probably ask him, actually. That's a good idea. I'm going to turn to Snozboop, and I'm gonna tell him.
Well,
I just
think maybe-
that's just so funny. Murray's face.
Julian, maybe would prefer not to know. And I think it might be best if we didn't try to steal anything.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission kind of situation.
More or less.
This is gonna be fun. Behave, nothing bad, and yeah, don't steal anything. Don't get involved with anything. She gives Ultian a good hard look. Anything.
Yeah.
This is purely scouting. That's it. Go. I'll get a list of all the delegates. When you get
So
back.
you do it again.
Last major thing you got involved with by yourself ended up with a couple of tiers in Zellum getting collapsed.
It's bound to happen every once in a while.
Not helping, buddy. Francis grabs your shoulder, spins you, and starts pushing you a direction. Like, we'll behave, Luce, don't worry. She still looks like she's worrying, but lets you go all the
All right,
same.
everybody
seems like
on
a
their
worrier.
best behavior. All right, so we're going invisible.
Yep.
Who am I making invisible here?
There are 5 people. Francis can do it himself, so you don't have to include him. But he would, if you do include him, he does have the capability of pass without a trace as well, so he can help with your sneakiness. If you free him of the concentration of making himself invisible.
Well, I can only, at maximum, make 3 people invisible, and I only have 1 level 4 spell slot.
Okay.
So we need Luce's 5 people.
5 people to begin with. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Then in that case, Luce will like, oh, fine. You all ready? Maybe I'll go to the front door and make a ploy to help guide your escape, I guess. This is a bad idea. She walks over and casts greater invisibility on you all, so you will be truly invisible for a full hour.
If only I could still learn spells.
Yeah, that would be a handy one, yeah.
I'm going to grab my few disguises that I already have and get them in a backpack. I'm also, when we turn invisible and get out as soon as possible, the 3 of us who can should get up to the rooftops. Or, I mean, Francis can grab the captain and bring him up too, I guess. But that way we have a little bit less visibility until we can get to a spot and disguise ourselves.
I'm following
Can't get
Ultian's
up
lead.
to the rooftops.
I know you can't, so you got to just wing it down there for a little bit while you're invisible.
Well, to sneak around, I would like everyone to give me stealth checks. Add
And that's
advantage
add advantage
because
yeah.
you're invisible. Plus 10 because Francis is freed up for his pass without a trace.
$36.
Wow.
Yeah, I got 31.
Wow.
It happened on Friday. It'll happen again.
Jen.
I got 2 nat 20s.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Gracious.
The
Wow.
most invisible man on the planet.
So here's the thing about Friday. Everyone was rolling natural 20s on Friday. We got at least 8. The problem is we were playing the Dune system where a natural 20 is a critical failure instead of a critical
Like
success.
a nat 1.
So
Yeah.
it was
When someone rolled 2 nat 20s,
20s.
which added up to like 5 critical failures.
failures. It was like, oh
Oh,
no. It's bad.
I got a 31, so
30, oh yeah. Oh yeah. No problem. What do you guys want to know? You're invisible. Oh, I should probably roll for Francis. You're invisible. What do you guys want to know? He got a
Yeah, we just
36.
want to know what's going on in the dregs. We'll get
Gotcha.
as I want to try and get as far as we can towards the center of it. But I have a bad feeling we'll find out almost immediately what's happening.
Getting to the 3rd level, you're encountering more and more security the lower you go down. It starts to make a little bit more sense to why some of the battlefields were just fielded with a bunch of grunts. All the veterans are here. This city is far more fortified than you would have thought. There are cannon placements on the outer side of the wall. Everywhere, every tier. Assaulting the city would be a bloodbath. It would be a massacre. Getting past the 3rd level into the 2nd tier, and there starts to be a bit of a foul smell. It's a lot filthier. I mean, it's the factory level. It's the place where the people in the dredges who are lucky enough to get a decently paying job. Think about the, have you seen the movie, I'm trying to think of it, where Russell Crowe plays the boxer?
I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember.
Cinderella Man?
Cinderella Man, that's
Cinderella
it.
Man.
Cinderella Man, thank you. When he goes out to the gates trying to get that job, just to get some money, that's kind of like what living in the dredges constantly is like. It's Great Depression era, just constantly. But these people who are lucky enough, they... your passive is just disgustingly painful. I hate it. I hate how passive it is.
I see all.
They're wearing chains. Everyone working in all these factories are wearing chains around their ankles. They look gaunt, poorly fed, mass producing all these weapons. It's all weaponry.
I am, because you've allowed me to flavor something specifically. Hold on, let me get to it. I'm going to take my little recording devices that I have 5 of and can hold one photograph at a time. I'm taking proof as evidence.
Nice little magical image in one.
Yes.
I'll do you one better.
5 of them.
Actual recording.
It's more for me.
Holographic
It's more for me.
displays.
Yeah, the red light turns on.
No, I can do better than that even.
Hmm.
I will slowly work my way around towards a secluded area where a worker is. And just... it should be possible that I should be able to have my tail touch him without it constituting an attack.
Oh, this is greater invisibility. By the time, actually, good point though. By the time you're down at this point, it's been an hour. You would have lost that greater
I
invisibility.
don't have invisibility.
Yeah, but
So-
you're still sneaky to all get out.
I just want to be able to touch one of the workers
Uh,
and take his memory.
take his memories.
Permanently.
Take his memory. Not take his memory permanently. Just copy his memory.
Leave him a shell of a man.
It's like
of
an
a day.
engram.
Like an
Just
engram.
copy his memory of a day.
Okay.
Good
I can
lord,
share that with
Then-
people.
Question. Once
Real quick
that is
before you
taken
have
care
that
of.
question, yeah. When you approach this singular person who's basically shoveling coal,
Yep.
they look a lot more lifeless even up closer. When you touch, there are no memories. There is just that moment and that purpose. Shovel coal. Nothing else.
Record that. They've
You
been
get-
droned.
Shoveling of coal. Absolutely, they've been droned.
They've been dronified. Even worse than enslavement. And I've got proof of that for you.
I will still take a ton of pictures,
No,
and
that's
if I
good proof.
can,
Yeah.
I'm going to also find some chains that are not being used. Put them in my backpack
For
as
that,
physical, like, proof.
physical proof. Give me a investigation check. It's not going to be able to go off via passive at all. No, this has to be active.
21.
21. Yeah, you'll find some unused chains by a pile of corpses.
After that, I'm gonna message everyone and with our walkie-talkie thingies, and tell everyone we need to get back up now.
One thing first.
Stop wasting time.
Yeah.
Go for it.
My understanding of magic, Snozboops, this is
Yep.
say, if you cast a spell on a person,
Mm-hmm.
A, do they know that you did?
Depends on the spell.
And
Yeah.
B, would other people know that you did?
Depends on the spell. So, if they would know, the spells that they would know will specifically tell you that they will know. Like Friends, it specifically tells you they will know you cast a spell on them.
Okay.
As far as the latter part of it, look at your verbal, semantic, and component list of it. If it's verbal, they will always know because you have to verbally speak those words.
Okay.
So it'll be apparent that you are casting a spell. Semantic
If
is
I'm being
also
real stealthy.
you still have to speak the words. So being stealthy on that, I would make you do another reroll of being super duper stealthy because there are guards around just sneaking around and touching one of these drones. Yes, but casting a spell, there are other components to that as well that could be sensed, like a burst of arcane energy going off somewhere. That could potentially be sensed by some creatures.
Okay. Well, I'll just put it to the group then. Guys, I had an idea, and it could be pretty fun. What if I changed one of these mindless drone fellas into a giant ape?
No.
I think that's completely against what Luce specifically told us not to do down here. I'm pretty sure you would be causing a scene, which we're not
Keep your
supposed to
hands to
do.
yourself.
Well, think about this, though.
No.
We wouldn't necessarily be connected to the scene,
Do it.
and
Come on.
it could help this person get out of his, chains and what have you.
I like this plan.
Don't
If we
fall
were going
again.
to do anything, Snozboop, it would be burning the city to the ground. But we're not here to do that.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
As someone who admires the outer realms of curiosity, I would have to say I see where you're coming from, Schnozboop, but I feel that maybe this isn't the right time or place to be exploring such ideas.
All right, we'll just keep that one on the back burner.
That's a good way of putting
Back
it.
to the mansion, I suppose.
Yes, quickly and quietly.
We are running out of time. I mean, this is only the second tier. We haven't even reached the judges yet.
This is enough now. We can't get caught down here.
You're right on that. Alright, I got one more of the sneaky stuff in me.
I can only make 3 people invisible,
Boot
so
scoot boogie.
I assume I will choose the Old Teen, Francis, and myself, and then maybe the captain could pretend to be an aristocrat of some kind.
Francis, no,
if need be.
don't worry about me. I have other ways. He can give himself advantage in other ways. He just can't to everyone else. He can focus on giving himself advantage or turning a bunch of people invisible, or giving everyone an advantage with a +10 from pass without a trait and giving himself advantage through other means. He's rogue. Rogues can do that at times.
Cool. In that case, I will give Ulti, myself, and Big Tin make the 3 of us invisible. I think the captain can figure it out by himself. He rolls 90 20s.
He's got vicious mockery if he really needs it.
Oh gosh. Okie dokie. Well, on that note, then everyone give me stealth checks to get back up. And spotted with Schnozboop, Ultien, and Big Tin rolling an advantage. Captain, you're just rolling a straight dice, but with +10. Don't forget the +10. Ooh, he didn't roll that.
Wait, if all it does is give us advantage, I already get advantage on stealth checks, so I guess I would give it to the captain then.
Okay, yeah. Then give it to the captain then. Turn him invisible.
I'll do that. Yeah.
So then the captain, you're at advantage. Oh, you're all at advantage. Again, with +10. Maybe they'll be as disgusting as last time.
With +10?
Yep, with +10. Francis can do his trick.
Not
No
quite
more,
as
though.
good. 25.
25? That's alright. Francis,
Dirty 24?
34. Dirty 24.
36.
36. Francis got 34. That will still all pass. Getting back
Boot scoot boogie.
to the top.
I have to pee so bad.
Go for it. Do it to it, yeah. I'm getting back to the top. Top side. Into the embassy, sneaking your way through. Francis delivers the report to Luce quickly. Julian has managed to smuggle himself in here using similar arcane tricks. We'll see you on. Where have you been off to? Not causing trouble, I hope. This would be the worst place to do that.
That's not like me at all, just so that's clear.
I believe it when I don't have to pay a lot of money to get you out of it.
Well, between you and I, Julian, you just didn't, so.
Ah! Well, that's quite alright anyway. I'm already risking it myself being in here. I'm supposed to be here as a guild emissary. Not for the rebels. I have my own mansion. Just as quiet.
The lower places are bad. Show him all the evidence.
He's revolted. I've seen cruelty in my time. Well, after seeing that, then, what do you think the hopes of the talks actually succeeding are?
We want the talks to succeed.
What would constitute success in this scenario?
Good point.
That is a good point. Luce arrives where I'm sure the evidence is then shown again. Actually, no, Francis already kind of told her about it. She's just arriving to look at, insisting on looking at it. This is revolting. Why would they do this? This is worse than Zalem.
because they can. Because no one's ever stopped them. They're not afraid.
An important question before you arrived, Luce. How are we defining a success in these talks?
After seeing this, I don't know. I was hoping for a form of peace. We get the eastern half, they get the western. We can't leave these people like this. I don't know if peace is possible.
I guess that means we're open to suggestions.
Like giant apes?
Not like giant apes.
Oh.
Giant apes?
I'll tell you later, it's a fun idea, but bad timing.
Well, I'm definitely open to assist. I'm just a member of the Hand. I'm not from here. Ultian, Luce, thoughts?
Luce looks at Ultian.
If we attack the city, we might lose.
With the defenses I saw, we would lose. Our army would get crushed in less than a day.
Also, keep in mind, the world might be ending.
Perhaps it's a matter of scale. Oh.
This will buy us time to do this a different way. We could influence people here.
Question.
Yeah.
Question. Why are they negotiating for peace? Why are they negotiating for peace? If they have this type of stronghold and this type of control over their people, what brings them to the table of needing peace?
Luce and Francis give each other exchanged looks.
They just agreed to us asking for it. At negotiation table, they gave us the parameters and said this is what they would be willing to accept. It was the best deal we could possibly imagine to get.
But nothing here from their side says they need it.
I'm in agreement with Big Ten here. A little worried, Luce.
We walked into this knowing that there might be some kind of trap. And now I guess we just have confirmation. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could theorize to it, but all of it's going to be theorizing. Maybe they want peace with us so they can focus their efforts in somewhere else. Maybe they wanted to get eyes on, intimidate.
If there is a negotiation and there needs to be peace, we need to figure out their reason for needing it. Otherwise, we're going to be offering them nothing that they need. If it's a trap, then it's a trap, and there's nothing we're gonna say or do here that's gonna change their minds. If they actually needed this to happen for a reason, we need to figure out what that reason was.
Probably what the party tonight's for.
Likelihood is they probably want to assess the strength of the rebellion force. But Bigton is right, that should be a priority of yours, Luce. Any other thoughts for the party tonight? There are a few dignitaries there that you need to be careful of. As in, avoid and let us handle them. For yourself, Schnozzboop, I have managed to get the name of the council member who's going to be here. Part of Messengers of Peace, apparently the Grantinian Senate has agreed to allow them to come in and take part of their deliberations and councils, as in they've been permanently appointed a Senate member, honorary. I understand his name to be Father... Oh, where is it? Endrin. Do you know a Father Endrin?
I assume I do.
It would probably be vaguely familiar. He'd be a newer member, if anything. Probably one of a younger.
Okay. Okay. Consider this. What if I go to this sphere meeting, chat with the people? The others, especially Ultian, goes to do some other type of things.
Ultian needs to be there with me. He will not be able to get out of this. He is seen as one of the generals of the rebellion, and he is expected to be at the festivities tonight.
I'm just saying, if we think that this is a trap situation and they're not gonna actually do anything for peace, why are we going?
Greater politics.
If we don't go for the sooning of peace, then we wouldn't be showing any good faith to the other governments around us that were willing to stop with just taking Grantina for us.
Okay. I will follow.
We have to be there. I guess only thing I can think to do is spring the trap. Try to react.
If there even is a trap, this could just be a ploy for time as well. It could be engaging us in peace talks just to waste our time. Too many possibilities right now. When we're at this festivities, I suggest we find important members and talk to them as much as we can. We'll have more understanding under our feet the more we get from them. That's how information games work. Unfortunately, right now, we find ourselves in the heart of one. Luckily, you have me for a guildmaster. I'm very good at these games.
All right.
Very quickly, table talk wise. Does anyone in our party have a bag of holding?
Of Haversack thingamabob.
I'm going to put the evidence for what's happening in the second tier into that bag.
Second tier into the bag. You have your evidence stored away.
Does this thing have weight? Does that matter?
No. No, when it's into the haversack, it shouldn't matter too much. It's like a bag of
I'll
holding.
just put
but
it under other possessions.
Nice.
Other possessions.
Excellent. Oh, okay.
By the way, did you manage to get to the first tier, the dredges?
No. Didn't think we had the time.
Well, you're potentially right with that. Your blackmailer, he's been fighting to get into the city for a while, trying politically in all the ways he can to gain access. I've always theorized that it's because there's something underneath that he wants. The Magus, they're very keen on these things to other dimensions that are appearing around Nathriel. If you're so interested in it, then there might be one down there. Might see to my own agents for that. Keep it separate from the rebellion. Make it something that I can pay for if I have to. Well, I do believe we're at a point of standstill until the party. You all have finer wear, yes? Not just this? Because I guarantee you all want finer wear, oh dear. Lewis, do you have a tailor?
Not one who's going to be pleased about having to make some fine suits, but yes, I do have a tailor. If you all need something to wear.
It'd probably just be Schnozboop and Taffy, actually, who would need something to wear. Altian, you would have already had a uniform of sorts made up for you. Probably never worn. Francis and Luce are going to try to insist on it getting worn, but that's entirely up to you. Given that this is a formal delegation situation, you make your decisions on that, though. Captain Beereth, you would already have formal military wear. Schnozboop, what do you have made up for you?
I am going to... I'm actually, so going along with my change of trying to change my look overall, I'm gonna get a very sleek white, all white tuxedo.
Oh my. Okay. Sleek all white tuxedo.
With white moccasins.
Oh wow.
Not wingtips, moccasin. Oh, too bad Tanja's in here to go into great detail about what she's planning on getting tailored for herself.
I'm sure we'll get the full details next week.
And I'll wear most of the formal general uniform, I guess.
At the very least, the insignia.
Yeah. Maybe the over jacket instead of my normal trench coat looking thing. Yeah. Mask stays on though.
Oh yeah. I don't think they would think otherwise. Even Francis actually has adopted to put a mask back on, something that he does whenever going into combat. It's not combat, but when asked, he just says it feels like a fight of some sort, talking to a bunch of dignitaries. Ugh. He too is wearing his... Well, actually he's wearing the full ensemble of the military suit, but he's torn the sleeves off. Doesn't like sleeves. Unless there's anything else before the evening begins?
I'm not gonna wear my cheap necklace. I am gonna wear my cheap rings, though.
Cheap rings, okay. Julian gives a bit of a ooh. He himself is enamored with jewelry, and all you can tell is very real. Not cheaply coated tin. It's lavish. I mean, he's even wearing a ring that's made of pure diamond. He's brought out all the stops. I say diamond. Diamonds actually aren't as hoarded in this world as they are IRL, so they're not super expensive, but they are still painful to cut, so it's an impressive feat all the same. Well, in the center of this top platform is a vast palace.
Ooh, change up, sorry. Instead of the rings, once when Julian makes those comments, I realize, this will make me look out of place. Instead of the rings, I want white gloves.
Okay, white gloves. Great. Yes, that definitely will help you not stay out of place. As you approach the gates here, you would not think that this were a delegation talk or a delegation party for people at war coming together, as carriages, lavish carriages, without animals, being propelled by the arcane magical sense of a driver standing in the back, are coming up to the front gates with dignitaries, senators, their envoys, and people retinue alongside, coming out of the carriage looking lavish, wearing all sorts of different styles, most of them being appropriate for the landscape here. None of them wearing all white. As you approach as you approach, you're told specifically for the hand. Well, actually, no, the hand is being technically by the rebels at this point for extra work, so you all can join. Captain Beereth, though, you're directed to not enter at the same time. If anything, you can join with Julian to separate the rebel forces from the Andrean dignitaries who are there. And Yolondria is wearing a very fine dress. Looks far more well-dressed than you've ever seen her. And she looks always on edge. Still normal there. Looking around, a little high energy, tapping the side of her leg. Captain Beereth? How have things been?
I know what I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah?
Gold plate. I'm gonna look gold plated.
We have the completion of the pimp look with the all white. No.
Do you
And the
have a
gold-plated-
white-brimmed hat that is also white?
Yeah,
That's
Purple
what
feather?
I've been picturing it in my head the whole time with the big all white feather as well.
No, I got the dragon mask on. My hair's still tied back.
Okay. A big spot of blue, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's blue. Yeah.
Big
And
spot of blue to the white.
You've got a little handkerchief that's the same color blue as the mask in your pocket.
I'll allow it.
Pocket
Yeah,
square.
that's fair. Yeah.
Pocket
Okay. Little pocket. Yep. All gold. A lot of people are looking over. A few people taking note of the suits, and quite a few people whispering your casualty and big tin with your passives. I wonder what side that one's part of. They have a gold-plated steel predator. We should look to getting one ourselves. That kind of chit-chat. And fine style, but maybe a little inappropriate for here. Possibly a foreign dignitary there.
Ugh.
Can I tell? There are certain individuals we're supposed to be talking to. I know who these people are.
Not just yet. You haven't even entered into the mansion yet.
Oh, I thought we were in. Okay.
No, you're
Fair
just
enough.
approaching. Just approaching with all these fancy carriages and fancy dressed people. Very richly dressed people. Plump looking, they're all well fed, nothing like what you've seen down below. Or what you're used to seeing here in Grantina. This is the richest you've ever seen someone in this country. They all approach and get inside, and people are being announced. And as soon as the announcer sees or hears Luce and their names, looks up with wide eyes and General Francis and Queen Luce, leader of the rebellion forces. Rebellion forces? They're not polite still. Pretty much everyone stops and looks over for a moment. And then goes back to their drinks and their food. Luce just gives the announcer a curt look. Then walks past. Looking around, this is a very wide, big, circular marble courtyard on the inside of this palisade. Many people are intermingling and moving around various table sections. There seems to even be a live band that's playing music with a dancing area in the front. I mean, it's a party. People are intermingling like a party. And you can very clearly see the difference between the two sides. There are several different factions inside here. There are a couple of people from the Balashtar location. There are a couple of people from the Savoth Dominion and the Vazuth Republic here as well. It's not just the Grantinian Senate who's arrived. Other governments have sent their dignitaries for whatever's going on here as well. But clearly down the middle you can see the rebel forces are intermingling on the right and the Grantinian Senate on the left. The left being far more busy. Their government's more established than the rebels' government is. More people to it.
So we're in there now?
You are in there now. You are on a little plateau, that's what it's called, with stairs leading down into the courtyard.
I'm gonna immediately towards the left side, the established government side.
Ah, the Grantinian Senate, yeah.
Yeah, the Grantinian side. And I'm just gonna walk through the crowd of people and see if anybody will talk to me.
Anyone takes a note? Okay. Everyone else, what are you all doing? Excuse me.
Well, seeing that, I'm gonna say out loud to the group.
Well, I guess since the Swoop's gotten started, the rest of Big Ten, keep an eye on him, please.
We can have an Anubis eye all over again.
What?
It's for you too. Yes, keep an eye on Snozbook, please. You heard what his plan was earlier today, so if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. I'll go stay by Snozboop.
Luce, Francis, you too. I'm gonna stay over on this side.
Yes, I think it's probably good for us to stay over here.
She's taking a look at a few of the people who are glaring over at the side.
Maybe better to let the foreign dignitaries try to bridge the gap between us first.
Francis, who's just looking at the crowd as well. Something smells good, at least.
Yeah. I don't mingle, if you couldn't tell, folks at home. My character doesn't mingle. So I'm going to go stand somewhere where I can view both. Can at least see most of the people that I came here with.
Excellent. Big Tin, Captain Beereth.
Byrith would be probably seeking out some dignitaries that he knows already. He's not trying to cause too much of a scene at all, so he's just going about normal socialization. So.
Normal socialization. There are a few.
Give me a socialization roll, please.
That's actually a roll in 5e. There was actually a stat for that. Gather information.
Oh.
There were too many stats in 3.5 though. That was one I was happy they got rid of. They wrapped that into investigation, thankfully.
Oh, okay. So will I do an investigation check?
Yes, but I want to hear where Altian's or Big Tin's going first.
Oh, I thought it was already established. I'm just playing the bodyguard for Snozboop.
Bodyguard for Schnozzboop. Great. Okay.
The two head turners vying for attention.
Then, for you, Captain Beereth, give me investigation check.
Okay. Oh. I guess that's for my 2 nat 20s earlier.
Ooh.
Got a nat 1.
Oh, boy.
You don't recognize a single person.
I'm like,
None
uh-oh.
of them.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed. You do recognize
It's like when you go to a party at a house that you've been to before many times, but
it's
then
all
you
new
realize you
people.
don't know anybody there.
Then you get a text from your friend who you thought lived there saying, yeah, we moved out last week. I don't know what party you're talking about now.
You're like, uh-oh.
I've actually been there. I actually had that.
Because they did that in college all the time.
Yeah. You see a house with a party going on, you just walk in and say, yeah, I know friend.
I know so-and-so.
I know so-and-so. I'm like, oh, yeah, great guy. You just feed off of what they tell you.
Yeah, that Steve. Oh, Steve.
Oh, Steve, always up to nonsense.
Unfortunately, Steve's not here, so I'm gonna have to figure out who to talk to.
Mine was always Chad.
The boy is here, Sergeant. Do you have anything to say to the folks at home?
Sniff, sniff.
Sniff, sniff. I'm so
Sniff,
glad the
sniff.
sniffing got in.
Yeah.
Oh, adorable. He's so cute.
Well,
Well, yeah, you
what do I do now?
you walking around,
Stand
you
there
find
awkwardly?
pretty much kind of, yeah, you get a situation where you realize you don't actually know any of the dignitaries. You have a drink of punch in your hand, but it's just awkwardly standing there kind of in a corner.
Well, I guess that's what Pirates is doing.
Yolandria comes up next to you and like, I hate things like this. I understand what my father thinks now. Takes a sip of her punch. How are you faring? Anyone actually talk to you?
I normally like stuff like this, but who in the hell are all these people?
That's what I'm thinking right now. Do you see the people who are looking at me behind? There are like 3 people staring at her. They're from the
Ah!
They're from Vesuv.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
They keep asking me for
Do you want
favors
to
from their
go-
gods. I don't speak to their gods.
Well, it might be best if we go awkwardly stand not here. Maybe
Yeah.
across the room.
Let's give that a shot.
Food?
Oh, yes, please.
We're gonna go find food. This is already a bust.
Yeah, she's not faring too well either. Big Tin and Schnozzboop. Doesn't take too long before someone finds you. A very finely dressed, in various forms of bright colors, a robed man carrying a lyre with very similar markings comes walking up to you like, I recognize the fact that your lute's one of ours, but I'm not putting a name to your face.
You can't see my face.
No, you can't.
Father Endrin, I presume.
Aye, that would be me. And
I am Snazboop McSnoogan.
oh, Schnosboop. Your brother George is in Crodpolis, is he not?
Last I heard, yes.
How are things faring there? I heard there was a bit of a problem going around.
There is. I was actually just attempting to fix that issue with unknown results as of yet. But yes. Is Father his first name, or is that a title?
That's a title.
Okay. Father, if you don't mind, wait. So let me rephrase. Do I assume by that title that he is sort of an above me type of person?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Father, are you aware, and this Snoz will say in a hushed tone meant only for him, that your instrument has the soul of a gnome captured inside it?
Give me a persuasion check. You're not necessarily persuading. This is just for a certain...
That's a natty one.
Oof. He gives you a quizzical look. What are you on about? These instruments are not made with gnome souls. They're made with wood and magic.
Well, I do hope that you don't know, Father, because that would be quite disappointing if you knew. But
I would need to understand what you're talking about for me to know.
I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can send a mental picture. You can't do that with message, I don't think.
No, it's only words with message.
Yeah, I don't think I can send. Oh wait, I drew a picture. I drew a picture of this, of the scene, from the village. I drew a picture of it. That place is called Le Frink.
The Frink, yep.
Yes. I will take out that picture, which I, for some reason, have on me, and I will. From this is the last moment Le Frink was a thriving place. Before,
Takes his glasses out, puts them on, takes a look at this picture. It's very fine art.
well, thank you.
You're
A
saying
moment after, a demon came through that spot.
demon.
Yeah.
I don't-
And
What's a demon?
captured and tortured gnomes to create these instruments.
Schnollsby, what you're suggesting here is a very disturbing thing.
Oh, it is. I agree.
And a picture's a nice, lovely thing, but it's far from proof and evidence.
How do you think I got that picture, though?
By being a good artist.
Well, that's kind of you. I spoke to the soul that lives inside my loot. And he showed me it.
These things are all very above me. This is
Well, that's the problem.
Our communication is subvocal, right?
yes.
In our group.
Yeah, in your group you have methods to communicate to each other subvocal.
Do you really trust him, Snozboop? It's coming from BT.
Snospoop will subvocally return. I do not know, but I think it's worth a try.
You can give me
I
an
can
insight
share
check.
your memory with him.
You can?
Yeah.
With this knowledge, Snospoop will motion behind him as he would to a machine, and not his friend, to come up. And if you wouldn't mind, the Steel Predator here would like to show you a picture, if you would.
Ooh. Oh, I've never really much liked these things. They're clear sign of violence. How did you get one to be following you?
Well, it's a bit of a long story, I admit, but you can trust him for the moment, I assure you.
And trust a thing made for death? Schnorsboop, don't know what you've gotten into, but I'm not sure it's a sign of peace. Very well, I'll allow him to give me whatever it is.
I'll maneuver so I touch both of them, and I will tell Snozboop to think of that memory he wants to share.
When I think of that
And I
memory,
will-
I'm also going to think of the memory of the elders going in and disappearing in a building.
Okay.
And I will transfer it.
I know that building. I've been through it. And I've been inside the meetings with the elders. I don't know what it is you've just shown me there, but that's not possible.
Father, I believe in friendship and peace. I assure you. But I don't think the elders do, and it is a disappointment.
Now that is one major accusation. He's grabbed your shoulder at this
Blasphemy.
point and moved you over to a more secluded part of the party. I'm like, you are saying that the elders are not actually out for peace, then what are they out for? You're putting us major accusations. You're putting images inside my mind that I'm not entirely convinced are even true right now. If anything right now, Schnorsboop, I'm questioning you, not the elders.
I can't fault you for that, I suppose.
You're gonna have to give me some very solid evidence.
Solid
This
evidence.
is enough for intrigue. I mean, don't get me wrong there. You have my attention.
I guess I do have this memory. So vocally, I'm going to Big Tin share this one also, if you would. It is the memory of Liam being tortured.
Oh, yeah, you do have that memory. That's right. You sure do. Liam being tortured. He shakes his head at that one. I take it that's the soul inside your instrument.
It is. His name's Liam.
Liam.
Yes. Did you know him?
I know a Liam. From back then. I assumed he died inside the... well,
He did, and it was slow.
clearly. you've definitely given me something to be thinking about here. We've just assigned an agreement with the Grantinian Senate to be sending messengers to all their cities. Be sitting in their advisings. I don't even know how to approach a situation like this, you know, Swoop. You have to give me some time to be thinking on it.
Of course. I'll just approach it with an open mind and be on the lookout for what doesn't belong.
I'm gonna go see about this, I suppose. You're a representative of the Messengers of Peace still, yes? I mean, you've got the instrument, despite your accusations here.
Yeah, like I said, I still believe in the path of peace. And pacifism, I just don't think the elders do.
Very well. I will trust and leave you as the representative of the Messengers of Peace here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
About seeing about a few things myself. He hurriedly walks off, stops to speak to a few people, but will eventually make his way out of the party.
Stoically, Snatsu will say, thank you, Bigton. I appreciate your assistance on that.
Mm-hmm.
While
then I'm going to continue walking around, see if anybody else approaches.
yeah, while that has been happening,
By the way, I am warded to Snozboop,
additional spook, good to know.
because that makes that free.
Yes. Good thinkings. While that's going on, there is you chilling by yourself or just off in the Rebels area, Altian. There is a sight that'll capture your attention fairly quickly. Or fairly obviously. It's a carapist armored individual. He's walking through, he's moving through the crowds, not even bothering to give anyone any attention. He walks into the center of the dancing area and starts looking about. It's the general. Not the general, but the general that you're familiar with. He's arrived.
All right. I'm gonna say it's Thrill Rider, right? Was his name?
He's an Anran Thrill Rider. His full name.
Oh,
I cannot remember. I think we're just calling him General Quan.
Woo.
General something. I used to have that pathed out on here. Not anymore. Where are my characters? Oh my goodness. My characters. Thank you.
I'm going to
Guka.
uh
Anlinra Guka. Guka Ka. But you've all been calling him Gook.
that we should not use that word. I hate to
No.
break that to you.
No?
That
Is that not good?
It's not good at all. Do not use that word.
Yeah.
Never say that out loud again on a stream.
I don't know what that means. Just to be very
I'm-
clear with
I'm
everyone.
giving you the biggest amount of truth that I can give you. Don't say those 4 letters like that ever again.
Oh, it's technically 3, and on this version. Oh, the wonderful
But
English
it
language.
sounds like the 4-letter. It sounds like a particular 4-letter word.
You'll have to explain that to me later. But
Yes.
a die, you can call him a die. It's part of the other part of his name.
All right. I'm going to earpiece radio message over to the hand and we'll say,
The Thrill Rider General, buddy, is at this party. It might be Ego, so keep an eye out.
He continues standing there for a while. Doesn't actually move. Altin, your passives are high enough. There's a tray with glassware on it. Ever so faintly. They're beginning to tinkle. And as they do,
Okay.
his head leans down and he looks directly at you. He's wearing the faceplate of his helmet. You creep into your mind. You've been to the archipelago now. What have you learned?
Enough.
And I'm going to non-vocally radio to the hand. Oh man, I gotta say this as succinctly as possible.
We have to get everyone out. Snozboot, get the key ready now.
The glassware starts clinking even louder. At this point, Bigton, your passes are enough to catch it. Enough, you say. Yet you still are here. I knew tonight was going to be fun. And I didn't think I was going to get wrath or chaos along with it.
I've
And is that
fully-
fear I sense? Ah,
I'm gonna jump on Big Tin's back if that's possible.
you're doing well gathering my worst enemies for me. Up at the doors, there are guards blocking. They're shut. Everyone else seems to not be paying any attention to any of this. You running through the crowd, people get jostled and give you a glare and a look. Luce is very confused. Francis, confused as well, looking around, trying to assess what danger is coming around from you just randomly taking off.
I'm running to them. Specifically,
To them
I'm running
specifically.
directly to them.
You arrive just as Francis is looking at some of the glassware that's clinking next to them, and he says, Luce? What is it? What's going on?
I'm going to yell out to everybody, and I'll shut my door and take a couple inches away from my mic here to do it. Just so everybody knows, I'm going to reach into my oeuvre of things and pull out a stick of dynamite, and I'm just going to yell. Or maybe if my voice mod wants to click over. Oh no, it's not.
Not working.
There it is.
Everybody out now.
Give me a performance check. There's music going on around, people, loud chatter, and a very clear ringing of glassware.
I have no idea what's happening right now. But I'm going to be targeting myself, and Ultian, and Big Ten. And I'm going to do this. I'm here to help. Consider all three of us blessed.
Blessed, you have concentration going on. Blessed, add a d4 to that. Then Ultian for the bless.
Oh, I shall. This charisma stuff is not the best for me.
You could make it
17.
intimidate, actually. I could see it intimidate. We
So
wouldn't be able to,
I'll change that to an intimidation, if you will.
we wouldn't be able to ring it as strength, though. It would still have to be charisma-based intimidate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Then that makes it a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You shout it out over the instruments. Everyone in the room stops, looks over, the chatter dies away very quickly. The ringing of the glasses is the loudest thing you can hear now, along with a very vocal and loud enough for everyone else to hear along with. Too late. The walls around burst, shatter away as you start to see instead lines of sharp carapace teeth take their place. I would need you all to make dexterity saving throws to stay on your feet, as you are being engulfed by an Nathriel as it's made its way all the way up through this tower to eat the party. But we're going to call it there for the night, and we're going to start off in that moment next
You
week.
son of a gun.
I was gonna say, we went with that roll. I don't know if Myers made it.
No, it's just to keep to your feet as we start off on this wonderful escapade of fighting a primordial inside a giant worm.
Ew.
Tune in next week for what that looks like. You'll find out.
I can give it indigestion. Don't you guys worry.
Could make it puke you all out. Well, we're going to leave it off there for this week. Again, everything will be moving over to YouTube's come May, and we are moving to just 3-hour recordings on that stuff. But that is, once again, not to say that Twitch is going away, because it's not. We're still going to be doing live streams every Tuesday and a couple of other days in between as well. So you can still come on by and enjoy our wonderful live presence on Tuesdays and intermittent days. Go join our Discord for what the intermittent days will be. Follow our tree, go to our socials, all that lovely stuff. Yeah, let's just put in those right there. I don't have a tangerine to do it for me this week. What's the last one I needed? Discord, tree, store. There's probably another one that I'm missing, but those are the 3 important ones. For now, though, who are we going to raid?
Who are we gonna read?
Ghostbusters.
Who are we going to raid? Ghostbusters! Marquee Gaming just started. Shall we go over there?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Nice. Let's go say hello to some Marquee Gaming here. If I can utter a spell.
That was a devastating episode. Very good.
Lot of
Ready?
lot of fun stuff. I don't know what you mean by devastating. It was great. Yeah, well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes.
Hope you had a hoot. We love you very much, and we'll see you on
I thought we
Tuesday.
already went.
No, not just yet.
Yeah.
Raid time. Go say hi for the raid.
Soup?
All right, Vault Squad, you wonderful people. Enjoy the outro. Thanks for watching, Vods.
The year may have closed for now. We hope this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. Peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles